Welcome to episode 17 of Broken Prism Reviews. We have Singularity by Rampage Games. I'm going to zoom out here, show you all the game parts. You got pawns for tracking your influence, winks for what your influence gain, cards, so on. So on the influence tracker, you've got war, social, economic. You're going to increase those to be able to play technologies and do other things to other players. Here you have your action points, and you keep track of how many you spent that turn on the top row and how many total you have on the bottom. Then you have your turn options: draw card, 2 action points; trade card, 3 action points, or barter, which is in the rulebook; research technology, 3 action points; purchase attribute, 5 action points; and or play an event, or time travel, play an event, and or technology. Objectives. These are some of the objectives. There's plenty more, but you get an idea of your research force field. That's your objective. Reach 20 military. Every player gets 2 to win. Now you're going to draft your influence tokens. You'll do this during setup. First, you get your 2 objectives, see what they are, then do the draft. Here's a little bit of strategy. Player on my right's going for all social there with the blue. And then I'm going over here for the power and the money, because I'm a money mad power hog. So get drafting those. You get 7 winks to move each. And that's 6. Sorry, I lost count. So here's another one, and then 7. Awesome. All right, so then you move your little pawn up the social tracker here. War, economic. The other player's going to get their social for 7. Scoot that on up. Sweet deal. Also in setup, you get 7 Singularity cards each. So 7 trackers, 7 cards, all of that. 7, 7, 7. So on my turn, researching technology. Let's take a look at it here. Stage 1. So it's in stages. There's stage 0 through 4. You're going to have to build, obviously, stage 0 first in the beginning because you don't have much points. But for every technology you play, you see on the bottom. Well, actually, we'll get into the details of the card in another part of the video. But that's today, I think. Hold on. So yeah, we're going to build this. It gives us plus 3 action points on the turn it's built. So I'm going to set that over there. So then let's look at what's another action we can do. We can buy an influence point for 5 action points. So I spent 3 researching that technology, but that card gave me 3 back, so I'm back to 5. So I'm going to buy a war. Put that in my pile over there, and then move my ticker up. Ta-da! So the parts of the cards here, quantum computing requires laser and web 2.0, which is what they're stand on there, web 2.0, and lasers. Check out that art. And then so the anatomy of the card, you got your stage on the right, which tells you what stage technology is. At the bottom, you got the what you gain from it. So gain 2 war and a social from the stage 1 I built. That's 1 war and 1 social. It requires me to have 3 war, which I would have spent turns buying, and gives my effect. So my effect gives me a bonus as well on the turn it's done. So pump that up, and that shows you where your points are. You're going to try to increase your influence. You can build other technologies by building technologies as you go. Now into an event card. This event card is still 1 technology in play from a target in the generations cards played. So if you're in generation 1, you play this, you're going to get 6 action points for a 1-time use. And you have its requirements are to have more social influence than your target. So that's just something you look at. But yeah, you can switch out, steal one of their technologies, so you could completely cripple their future generations. Time travel. If you're going back 1 generation, takes 2 action points. 2 generations, 3 action points. If you're going back 3 generations, you have to have 4 action points and 6 social influence, and so on. But you play that so that you can then play a card on somebody's previous generations, delete some of their technologies, add technologies to your own. Time travel is a pretty sweet deal. Welcome to episode 17 of Broken Prism Reviews. Today we're going to talk about Singularity. Some winks and pawns in there. This is a game from Rampage Games. You may remember them from my show when I did Iron Horses. They're currently in a contest on the Game Crafter. So if you're seeing this video there, thanks. I love the game crafter and I love supporting the community. He reached out and said, "Hey, I've got a short time notice, the really special thing I need you to do." And I was like, "Dude, I'm there for you." So he sent it to me. I looked over some of the rules to try to give him some feedback, and it's really solid. I showed you some of the gameplay earlier in the video, but it's really, really impressed. Very solid game. I sent it to me because I'm a reviewer, but when it gets to final production, it'll probably have a couple different pieces, maybe different things for the pawns. I'm going to be purchasing a retail copy of this game because it's lots of fun, and I'd love to see the fully fleshed out vision they have. So, and with that, the thing about Game Crafter contests is they're given 30 to 60 days to design a brand new game from scratch. Can't have already existed on the Game Crafter. Can't, you know, you have to just be honest about it. But it's a brand new game. So it's pretty impressive they were able to whip this together in a short time. I really like it. It's got a lot of clever things in it. So, um, let's get into it. So the things I didn't show you about, like in your turn, you got the ability to trade. The way that works is you'll spend your 2 action points to take a card at random from their hand and put a card of yours into their hand. So you switch cards like that on your turn for those points. That can be pretty frustrating. It can generate some ill will. So there's also the option to barter. So you may say, I have robotics, I'm looking for lasers, kind of like wood for sheep, but, quantum mechanics for time travel or something. So you can kind of barter that out and trade, which is nice. But sometimes they're like, well, although I don't need robotics, I don't want you to have robotics. You'd be like, but you can have my 2 action points for your next turn as part of this trade. And then people are like, yeah, I want some action points. Because as you saw, that's how you do everything. How you draw cards, play cards, time travel. You can buy attribute points. So as you go. And I hope I was clear enough earlier where you get to see how the attribute points affect your ability to buy and research things. So every card you play, there's requirements in the top. Then on the bottom, what you get for playing that card really is that 1 social, 1 war, 1 economic influence. So you want to increase those because some people's objective, of course, is 20 points. Other people, his objective is build a stage 4 technology. So you need to keep. The whole point is to increase your influence. Once you're at a high enough influence, you can easily complete whatever your objectives are. So it's pretty fun. Like I've mentioned before, those objectives I've showed you in my copy is the review rushed pre-contest prototype copy. But even with that, the art on some of the technology cards is really impressive. The whole rulebook is really well done, and I didn't really show you that, but you can see the PDF copy on the shop page. It's a really pretty game. Really, really impressed with what they've done here. But we'll move on from there. So again, I don't get to say this very often. I'm glad I do for this one. This game is Broken Prism Reviews approved. I'm really happy with this game and would recommend it. We're going to let it get past the contest. Hopefully it succeeds in the contest. They, independent designers always need the best push they can get, and I'm really, truly impressed with Singularity. Iron Horses was really great, and I believe it was approved too. Rampage games, and there's a third one they have out. They've done like 8 or 9 different games, but a third one they have out that I'm really interested in is the Classified, I think it's called, or it's Confidential or something. It's a spy game with dials that keep track of your action points. I really want to see the mechanics of that game. So this is my push, Chris. I know you're gonna watch this. Send it to me. I really want it. That's tacky though. I'll purchase it. You'll see that come through before you see this video. And you can comment in the video to tell my listeners I'm not just trying to do this for free games. I'm doing this to support the community. Love the community out there. So speaking of communities, part of the Geekcast network. I'll say this every episode until they fire me. That's All Us Geeks, Game Hunters, Two Bald Geeks, Royal Monster Battalion, Geeks of the North, and everyone else we've been adding recently. I'm sorry, you'll get a spot later, but you can go to and look up all the list of everybody who's involved, or follow us on Twitter. I'm at Broken Prism. You can go at All Us Geeks, at Two Bald Geeks, at Geeky Gamer Chick, at just it's all in there. Check us out. We all bring you information on games from around the globe. Some of us are doing video games, some of us are doing monster movies, but it's all geeky, cool stuff. And we're all here to support each other as a community. All right. Thank you for your time. Check out Singularity. Vote for it in the contest. Vote, vote, vote. Thanks.